What's up, otakus? It's your tour guide here. Yeah, we're just jumping on again. I kind of, I put out a haul video. I don't know if I'm gonna delete that one or maybe keep it, but keep this one as well. But I just wanted to. I'm gonna go over my haul again from today. Today was, May 23rd, Saturday, and yeah, lately I've been meeting up with my buddy Jens, and we've been hitting up comic book shops. I mean, I think we've hit up pretty much every comic book shop in our area that's worth like visiting. I know I told him I'd take him out to one last place. It's kind of far. It's more of an antique shop, but they've got a great comic selection there. But I mean, I don't know if it's worth the trip out there. They may have a couple of books that we'd be interested in, but it really is about getting fair pricing, and I don't think that place necessarily. They don't have a good sense of. I mean, some things will slip through the cracks, but you got to really talk them down because they kind of price at the counter, and it's kind of annoying, to be honest. Like, you dig for all these books, and you have to go up there and kind of negotiate and then put things back. But anyway, we'll hit that place up at some point. But yeah, Jens and I met up today. There were a couple things, um, first and foremost, we wanted to hit up Tales to Astonish because we went out there a couple weeks back and they were closed. And we were just waiting because they had price stuff and you had new stuff in the bins, and we were just kind of excited to get in there and see what they had. But we got there. They did open today and got there nice and early at the opening. And I got to see the kind of silver, bronze age Superman stuff they had kind of priced at full, priced out under the main bins. And they didn't have anything like terribly great. I did end up getting a kind of a late silver, early bronze age book. Two of them actually. But I'm going to go over my haul again and kind of give you a sense of what we picked up, where, and when. But before we get to that, in my haste to put out the previous video, I neglected to mention today Jens and I actually conducted a trade. So I gave him first print, first Gwen Stacy, the Spider-Verse book. And in return, I got cash, $175 cash, plus a Neil Adams signature book. And I'm going to just show you that book now because I didn't get an opportunity to share it before. But I'm going to share it with you now as we also kind of go over our haul today. So I just want to, kind of cover the haul again a little bit more in detail, and we'll go from there. So let me just share my screen here. All right, so again, part of this trade with Jens, he had recently picked up a book, and was at Sten Brothers, And he just sent me a photo of it, and I was like, oh man, I really want that book. And lucky for me, Jens was not married to the book, and again, we worked out a deal, and we put this in. We agreed on a value that, again, I think that's a fair value for this book. Um, but we picked up uh, the Coming of the Supermen, Superman Coming of the Supermen, and this is a book pretty much written and illustrated by Neil Adams. He has Alex Sinclair on the colors, but for the most part, he pencils, inks, and writes the story for this. And what's interesting is, outside of um, some variant covers, this is his last work on Superman. Technically, his last, you know, interior and story on Superman. So it's a really special book. Um, he was really doing a lot of peak stuff in 2016. He was uh, just the picture of health, happiness. He was on the con circuit. He was just engaging with fans. Um, I mean, just all smiles, and uh, it was pretty remarkable to see him even at late stage just be such a figure, like one of those like living legends. When you kind of go to the con, you're like, man, hey, that's Neil Adams, right? And unfortunately, I never had the opportunity to meet him. I only kind of see stuff on YouTube, like fan interactions, interviews, um, and they fascinate me because he's such a when he sits down and talks, he's really just talking about um, his craft. He talks a lot about, shares the knowledge, um, kind of mentors young artists on like technique, how to hold the pencil, and all these different things. And but anyway, this I mean, nothing to take away from the actual A cover with the color, but this sketch variant is um, just kind of displays what's so incredible about Neil Adams, all that beautiful line work there. And again, we got this book signed, and it's like a neutral, like silver signature on a, again, black and white sketch cover here. And it really, really just pops. So just want to thank Jens for, you know, being open to trading this book. And yeah, I finally, this is one for the collection. Um, again, anytime I can get a Neil Adams signature book, it's great. But when you can get a Neil Adams Superman signature, especially one kind of later in his career, it's always a special thing. So yeah, awesome pickup there. And we're gonna go over today's haul again, and this time I kind of want to um, break it down to like where and how we picked it up and all that. So let's start. We're gonna start the day off at. Um, we started the day off at Astonishing Tales, and we only got 6 books, or yeah, 6 books at Astonishing Tales, and we'll go over those. Hope everybody's having a great, fantastic Memorial Day weekend. Um, got a big book day planned tomorrow. Plan to do some stuff outside. So I'm gonna go over what I picked up again at Astonishing Tales, and Astonishing Tales. It's interesting. They've got again back issue bins, two full $1 bins, and stuff that's kind of priced kind of as inventory. It's not all priced. Some of it's priced, but there's boxes under the bins as well. And if you ask the owners, they're nice couple. Um, but if you ask the owners there, they'll let you kind of dig into the book or dig into the boxes. And if you see something you like and it's not priced, they'll price it at the counter for you. Um, but for the most part, yeah, there's a price sticker. Everything with a sticker was half off. Everything without a sticker was $1. So most of our pickups from Tales to Astonish were dollar books. For example, we have this beautiful, and I went over this book. It's Image Zero. It's actually got cover art by all the image creators. You got Jim Lee, Mark Silvestri, Rob Liefeld, Eric Larson, Todd McFarlane, Jim Valentino, all contributing on this cover. So that one artist would kind of do something, the next artist would do it. They all pitched in on their characters, and this is a really cool issue, Image Zero. It also includes like kind of like feature preview type material, like promotional of each creator's main art, comic book. So you get Youngblood, you get Cyberforce, you get Dragon, you get Spawn, you get Wetworks, Shadowhawk, and of course Wildcats. Now, I actually want to get this book signed by the image creators. They're all still living and breathing, and now no time like the present to just kind of uh, kickstart this project. And it's going to take a combination of some of these artists visiting here, coming up here to sign books. So definitely, if any one of these artists, I know Mark Silvestri and Jim Lee come up here like once every blue moon. But I'm just hoping, one of these days they all decide, you know what, let's all just do kind of like a nationwide tour, kind of like they used to do back in the day during the 90s. They would just travel and do signing events and all that. Hopefully, they have the bandwidth to just kind of like, maybe during Images, I don't know, 30th, is it 30 years? Yeah, something like that coming up during the 30th anniversary. Or is it coming up on 40? No, it's coming up on 30. Um, no, it's coming up on 40, excuse me. On the 40th anniversary, maybe they'll do some kind of like getting the band together kind of tour. But that would make getting this book signed by all of them a little bit easier. And to be honest, if we miss some signatures, that's fine. I really want to get Jim, Mark, Rob, and Todd's signature on this book. Will's too. Actually, I want them all. I want Eric Larson. I want Jim Valentine. I want them all. So yeah, the goal here is just to get everybody to sign their individual characters, and that should be a fun project. But anyway, we've got this for $1. Um, if you're a 90s collector, that's a pretty cool goal to have, just get this book signed by everybody. All right. Next book we picked up was this polybagged. It's still in the original polybag, and it's the Jim Lee Doom cover. So I already have this book, but today we have the complete book in the polybag with the poster in the back and all that. And then my other copy becomes my reader copy. Can actually just kind of go in and read it and enjoy all the articles now. And this will be my collection copy. So again, for $1, we picked up Dark Book 98, really cool Wizard edition, just focusing on uh, the various villains at the time, and again, top 50 supervillain plots previewed. So that's just kind of cool. Next, yeah, we picked up this cool Neil Adams cover. Superman Family reprints a bunch of Superman stories. Um, yeah, the Nightwing, Flamebird, and Crypto, like those are. I actually have the original copy, Silver Age book, but really the appeal of this book is just another Neil Adams book in my collection. Got a great Lois on the bed in a kind of a like a 90, I guess, a pink 90. Um, that's a little too provocative for I don't know. It's a little too um, what's the word I'm looking for? A little too provocative. Yeah, it's getting the juices flowing there. Um, but also another beautiful Superman. Just a beautiful cover altogether. I mean, look at the detail in the cityscape. I mean, this is just what makes the hands, right? It's so great with the hands and perspective and all that. So, um, fantastic pickup. Again, $1. And we also picked up this one, and I want to show you this one actually because the cover is pretty cool too. Um, but what really sells this book is kind of just like the interiors. And if you watch my channel, I'm so focused on, I'm really art focused on collecting stuff by artists, and that's been sort of my. I mean, I love collecting artists that I love or art art that I love. It really is about the art at the end of the day for me, um, as well as um, the characters and stuff. But the stories matter too. I don't mean to say that, but without good artwork, for me, the story just doesn't ring. Um, doesn't isn't as compelling without good art. But anyway, you got this fantastic Joe Kubert cover, right? Just quintessential classic Bronze Age 20 cent DC goodness here. But that's not all. I mean, this is the great. This I could literally fall into a Joe Kubert because he's just everywhere in the Silver Age and Bronze Age. Like he's I mean he even dates back to doing work in the Golden Age. So he's really one of those like DC career artists that they just kind of give the keys to and be like, you do whatever the fuck you want, man. You are so talented. And so you got to do a bunch of like horror books, superhero books, things like jungle books here, like of course the army, or the I should say the military books, right? The war books. And again, I could really easily fall down just collecting Joe Kubert from any age. Because when he does a book, he does it, he does the entire book. And it's just incredible to me that a man who did so many things at DC could just pump out a book like this or an issue like this. Um, now, Joe did do a long run on Tarzan. I think Tarzan was one of those just like they brought in people here and there who had a little, maybe a little bandwidth. Look at all these great animals here. Just show you the range of Joe. And look at this elephant, man. That's just freaking insane. And you just get this panel after panel of incredible interior artwork. And mind you, he's doing the story here as well. So, like, again, few people in the industry are just this talented to be like, I can do my own comic book. I don't need anybody. Just a handful of people. And they're all people I respect and collect, fortunately. So, kind of gives you insight into like where my collecting preferences fall. But yeah, just unmistakably Joe Kubert art here. You got some great action sequences. Look at that. My goodness. The elephant just comes busting in, and yeah. So yeah, I saw this at the again. There's the issue on the back. It would be a really good condition book. It just missing a little chunk there, which is fine. We got this book for $1, and I'm fine with that. You don't need this book to be like super nice. It just needs to be nice enough. And whew, my goodness. Um, and this is what I mean. Like, I really get kind of sidetracked. Um, Not that this is getting sidetracked, but I don't really collect Joe Kubert yet. I say yet because I don't know, I'm on the cusp of wanting to buy more stuff uh, from the man. And, I have my favorite artist, and he's just right outside. He's just on the cusp of breaking my top 10 artist list. I figure when I actually like relent and say, all right, enough's enough. We gotta give Joe his flowers and put him on our top 10 artist list once and for all. That may be the force that drives us to start picking up more books like this. You know what I mean? And I know they're doing something on the. I don't know how they're going to do it because, but they're going to do something on the DC front. I think James Gunn's talked about potentially doing Sergeant Rock, and I'm just like, you gotta make it a World War II like kind of piece, right? And keep it in that context. Um, but it's doable, and if and when they do it and it's successful, man, those Joe Kubert back, Army at War, Sergeant Rock books are just gonna just so. I mean, I just don't want to get into a situation where I'm like having to refocus what I'm collecting. I just kind of want to not think about that. And again, had this book not been so just beautiful, like staring me in the face, it's like incredible comic book art, literally a Joe Kubert feature. It's just a Joe Kubert featured comic book. Um, and this is not just again another showcase. Not it's not your typical. You'd expect stuff like this on a unknown soldier or Sergeant Rock type comic book, but no, this is Tarzan. Tarzan, King of the Apes. Um, so just to get kind of something out of the ordinary by the legend is it's pretty cool for a buck, right? So, and then we got this book. Um, this was our last dollar pickup, and this is actually like a key book just because it's the first reprint of the first crypto. And the first crypto is a pretty big book. It's an adventure comics. But again, this is like a late silver, early bronze, um, giant size edition. And it features all these great, yeah, kind of like early Silver Age Superboy stories. And I thought that was pretty cool, and it's, again, dollar pickup. This is more like a maybe I should read it and actually have in my collection. But again, um, kind of a key Superboy book. Neat little cover here by, I believe this is Nick Cardy, if I'm not mistaken. I have to look it up. But yeah, I'm pretty sure it's Nick Cardy. So that's just a cool book to own there. You can stare at it while I actually look it up here. Superboy 165. Let's see who the cover artist is here. Oh, it's Kurt Swan. Got Kurt Swan as the cover artist here. Yeah, it features the super dog from Krypton, as well as a bunch of other stories here. Um, Pretty cool to have first crypto. And I guess we should look at this book because yesterday I was having some confusion around how crypto got to Earth. I was like, he was a stowaway, if I'm not mistaken, but I don't think that's true. I think he came much like Kara in his own rocket, like the rocket that they tested ended up on Earth. They thought crypto had died, but it ended up on Earth. That's, I think, how this story actually plays out. But let's see here. Yeah, so there, yeah, that's how it happened. So, um, right, let's take a look here. So let's see. They're not going over the origin here. We just show. They just kind of introduce him here. It's just doing all kinds of funky stuff with his powers. Yeah, they use the animals in the rockets, and let's see here. This will be the panel that has it. So yeah, I just showed off the actual Superboy book that features the actual origin, but it's outlined here in the first appearance. So yeah, they test the rocket, and the rocket goes kind of off, and they never hear from it again. And then Crypto just ends up on Earth, and they're reunited. So um, again, not too much explanation outside of, yeah, they tested a rocket with Crypto, and now Superboy has a faithful best friend there. So uh, yeah, a little nebulous with the timeline and details around that, but that's how Crypto comes to be. Uh, Again, he's Superboy's pet, and then on Krypton, his dad experiments or tests rockets and decides, hey, Crypto would be a great test subject, and kind of launches him. And they thought, oh, the dog is lost, but no, he just got kind of sidetracked, and then lo and behold, he's on Earth now, with back with his owner, and now they're living happily ever after. And this one has a little bit of a. We're gonna do some glue time, because I hate these kind of loose little pieces. We don't want pieces falling off the book, so I'm just gonna add a little bit of adhesive, just a touch, and just keep that little piece there attached. Mm. Okay, let's hope that holds there. Let it dry, and it's just a minute amount of glue there that should hold that piece. Hopefully, moving forward. Boom. There you go. I'm just gonna let you guys can look at that while it dries there on the side. Now, this was a book. I don't know how I feel about this pickup. Um, because we kind of paid. I guess it depends on how you look at this book, but we picked up, and I don't want to take this out because I took it out earlier and little little flecks kind of fell off the book. Um, Not that it's brittle, but it's just kind of like this book. It's just got these little pieces ready to kind of chip off and fall off. But as you can see, this one's got a lot of issues. It's got a pretty, it's got a lot of, it's just been manhandled. As far as the image goes, not terrible. It's actually pretty decent from like a image standpoint. The book just has a lot of structural issues. Um, it's got a little bit of a stacking curl, you can see there. Um, it's dingy. It's got some creasing here and there. Right there, you can see. It's got a little bit of a piece in the corner. Kind of, let's get that. I wonder if we can unfurl it. I wonder if it's worth, yeah, these kinds of things better. So we're gonna do it. We're gonna unfurl it in, and improve that part there. Simple, just push it back. Put some glue there and just boop. Simple enough. There we go. That's a little better. This doesn't look like it's, but yeah, see that part there's like ready to chip and fall off. So definitely want to like be careful with this book. It's, this is Jim Shooter story here. I'll prove I'm Superman by hitting you with a super punch, huh? I missed. Sure, because I vibrated out of the way at super speed. That proves I'm the Flash. Yeah, just classic Kurt Swan cover here. Jim Shooter story featuring Flash, Superman, and I mean, that's good enough. That's good enough for me, right? But I do feel like I kind of overpaid for this book, and yeah, I what bugs me is like I wanted to get uh, the first Kilowog book, which is still there. What's up, Tyler? What's up, Jens? And I would have bought that book. It was priced at $7, so it's a low grade Kilowog book. And in my estimation, it should have been, you know, I think $5 would have been a fair value, but at 7, it's kind of a, you know, it's mid grade value for. But at the same time, you know, Kilowog, if he comes to the DCU or he's in the series, if he makes an appearance, if they do, you know, it's just going to drive the internet insanely crazy. And so I want to pick up that book, kind of like a higher grade, you know, edition of that book. I can't get it on eBay though, because eBay is just like, it's run amok with the speculation already. So you're not really getting a fair price. So I'd have to find it locally and go by book value, right? And I think our opportunity when we go to Portland, I'm going to be looking for it. And it's top of mind now. So I'm just like, at some point, if I'll either go back, pick that copy up for $7, um, or we'll look for it. And but yeah, like because I didn't get that book, and this was kind of priced to grade, given the condition of this book, I feel like $5 is kind of a generous. Uh, it was generous for this book. I could have probably picked this up at a show or something. Better grade for five. Um, at least better presenting for five of this book. I mean, this book doesn't pop up all like too often, but it is available. And generally, when you run into it, it's in better condition, but you're paying more. So yeah, I didn't feel all that great about this pickup because I just know if when do run into this book again, and it's like a couple bucks more, but way better condition, I'll just be like, oh man, I should have I should have picked it up. Um, I should have waited and not gotten this copy here. But it is what it is. We have now this book, 220 added to collection, and yeah, um, I know, right? Jens is gonna work on the book and hopefully make it look better. I think it has a lot of potential to really be uh, like a better looking book. It has potential to be look better. Can't say it's going to be like change the condition or anything, but definitely look better. And that's all we can hope for. Because at the end of the day, what led me to the book is that the central image is still very nice. It's all the little. It's a just a combination of all the little things that add up and drop the grade of this book. It's not any one major thing. It's just there's a lot of little things throughout the book. So a really nice press, some cleaning along the edges could really, really, really help this book. But yeah, that's kind of how we approached today's haul. There wasn't really anything terribly high grade, but at the same time, we didn't really spend all that much. And we didn't overspend on anything except maybe the Superman book, right? The Superman book is really the only thing I think you could make a case for that where we overspent today. And what's up, Tyler? Um, yeah. Um, for example, this book for $1, no, we did not overspend. Um, not at all. But this one, I guess if you put these together like six, and you say, okay, maybe we spent $3 on this and $3 on this. That feels a little better. It feels a little better if you put it in that. Because I mean, we got this dirt cheap, but if we kind of absorb the value here to here and say 2 for $6, well, then that's a good day. It's still a good day. So that's how I'm going to frame it. It's just so I don't feel like I overpaid for one book. All right, so those were our pickups from Astonishing Tales. Just gonna kind of leave those there. Kind of let's fan these out, so we just kind of get a glimpse of the goodness we picked up today. Um, and again, here's Jens's book. Jens, I was sharing this book earlier, and beautiful, beautiful. All right, so the next place we went to, and this was the place where we kind of picked up I mean, obviously, dollar books are always going to be good. Nothing wrong with the dollar book pickups here that we picked up. But in terms of, yeah, like book of the hall type stuff, and like, um, these all have like reserved spots in my collection. So when we pick it up, it's just going right into like the PC type collection here. And yeah, I mean, first off, we start with this fantastic low grade action comics, but it has incredible eye appeal. It's got some creasing there, but nothing in the central image. Again, we've got some tears along the spine, but they're localized to the spine, so you don't get, doesn't really impact the image. But you got this jury of super enemies. Some fair trial. My X-ray vision reveals they found me guilty. They're about to sentence me to the most horrible doom in the universe. They got kryptonite chains on them. I mean, what more do you want? That's just freaking Silver Age. That's Silver Age Superman porn right there. That's Superman porn. So Jens and I, there's a collector um, that's kind of hitting the spots where we're hitting, trying to dump a collection to the any retailer that would purchase the collection. But it was just a bunch of girly books. I mean, I'm sure he's gonna sell it to Jeff if he goes down all the way to Burien. Jeff loves those books. Jeff loves like nudie covers and so hopefully that guy heads down to Ancient. But yeah, he didn't get any offers from Sten Brothers or Dunkirk. But he had just like this huge, collection of like good girl, modern, like nudie cover type books. And I was just like, man, you know, I don't need, I don't need like nudie covers to. This is my porn right here. Good old Superman cosplay. Those red undies. That's the that's my that's the this is like comic porn here for SuperOtaku right there. So don't mind sharing that embarrassing fact with you. Um, we also picked up um, this book. This has been on my this has been on my list for. I was telling Jens like I run into this book, and either it's really beat up, or it's priced kind of priced more than what I want to pay. Um, but again, pick this up for $5, half of the sticker at Belkert, and yeah, it's a low grade book, but um, I, I like it. I think it's clean enough to where you can enjoy the book, looking at the cover. And this is Neil Adams, fantastic Neil Adams. I'm actually reading this book. I have I'm reading through sort of a trade paperback of this era, 70-71 Superman books, Action Comics, and Superman. And yeah, this is Leo Dorfman, Kurt Swan interior story here, and you just have Neil Adams just doing a bunch of covers from this period. Milestone 400th issue, so just yeah, really happy with this pickup. And this one has a lot of potential to, with some TLC can I think look like look a lot better as well. Um, so yeah, one potentially for improvement down the road. This one just is it looks fantastic as is. It's obviously got a couple like issues there along the staple. Um, but all in all, I mean, a little bit of a corner, some corner creasing there, some color break here and there. But Dr. Fate, another Neil Adams cover here on the World's Finest. I think I have. I think there's only a couple more on this World's Finest. Um, the sort of superhero uh, non-Batman team ups here that Neil did. I think I have all of them, minus maybe one or two. They pretty much have them all now. So um, pick this one up for 250 because Bill was like, there's this was six, the other was like five. Sorry, the other was 15, and the other was 10. So it was 31. He rounded down to 30 and then slashed half off. So this was, we kind of got this for 250. Um, and yeah, uh, great cover, great Neil Adams cover. And then that leads us to the Book of the Hall. And yeah, this is a really cool pickup. This is a Dynamic Forces 1 in 8,000 signed copies um, with the COA. And these Dynamic Forces come out at the time of the book's launching as a promotional, like, signing event, right? So it's to get, hey, what's up, Wilbur? It's to get people to come out, meet the creators, get your book signed or get a signed book. And it again, it's kind of all sponsored by Dynamic Forces, which is based in New York, I think, right? New Jersey. So they're based in Mount Laurel, New Jersey. So they're just kind of promoting it throughout Jersey, New York City, kind of in that belt of large metropolitan areas in on the East Coast. And yeah, we got a one in 8,000. I got what 4430. The writing is just horrible. 438 of 8,000. That's what that looks like. So hand numbered by Dan and or somebody, and then signed by Dan. That is freaking cool. And this is a wraparound cover, but I'm not going to get into it. But it's basically just kind of Superman through the ages, and it kind of wraps from the back to the front. And I guess this is the Action Comics 1000 Superman. Yeah, and yeah, cool. Dan Jurgens. You got Krypton. You got the death scene. All these cool little things intertwined into the progression of the character, and cool book. Yeah, cool Dan Jurgens signed book there. Nice addition to the collection there. This is a big. I know right now. ASM is coming out with 1,000 edition. ASM cheated, to be honest. Like it's funny because They had to like print two a month. Action's never actually no, Action also did two a month. I take that back. Action was like weekly for a while. Action went like weekly for a good run there. Was it weekly or bi-weekly? It was like, yeah, weekly for a little bit. So that was a little bit of cheating too. But yeah, ASM went like bi-monthly for a long period and then went back to monthly. And so, but either way, a few years late, but ASM is finally on the Marvel side, finally caught up to Detective and um, weekly for about 50 issues. Yeah, okay. Um, but that ASM is a big milestone for Marvel, right? I know they did a Marvel Comics like like they did a Marvel Comics 1000 or something a while back, or Amazing Fantasy was it? They did Amazing Fantasy 1000. I don't know. I don't know about you. I don't recall Amazing Fantasy just coming. Like they had some issues way back when, but I don't recall ever seeing Amazing Fantasy on the newsstands or on the comic book shelves. And silently, it was running like issues, I guess, in the background that we never heard of. Um, yeah, Brand New Day is three times a month, and it's been here and there over its run. Yeah, yeah. They kind of just, it's one of those things you could probably put out more than once a month and people would still pick it up, right? It's Spider Man. Um, and same held true for Action Comics. They thought, you know what, we're gonna take Superman out of the mix and just give you just a crap load of like random, DC related stories. Kind of just give you something. And they're kind of trying to do it like manga style, like kind of like you're getting a little bit of flavor here and there each week. And they also had like kind of a bigger, like a letter section, some articles and all that. Kind of tried to make it more like a newsletter type, um, weekly newsletter feel to the book. It was horrible. I don't know anybody who's like, let me get. I know, obviously the people who probably enjoyed that, but I was not one of those people to kind of tune in weekly and, oh look, it's like next week we're gonna see, some obscure character intermingle with some more obscure characters, and they reserve Superman to the other titles, like his namesake titles. And but anyway, it's a long history of issues here, so can't get too too nitpicky about just keeping it monthly, right? Just keep it monthly. Um, just get there. Faster isn't always better. Just slow and steady. Keep it. Stay with the program. You know, truly, if action, this is what would mark the death of I mean, not that it would mark the death of comic books. Comic books will always be around, and you know, we need to get over the fact that like DC, Marvel, that these are the only like comic book companies. They're not. They're the ones that kind of survived. Um, they're they're the ones that popularized this sort of genre of superhero comic books, which is the mainstay. But should Action Comics actually like stop publication, like just stop coming out month to month? I mean, that's like, it just feels like a death right there. If that were to ever happen, that's kind of like, you know, it's like taking the heart out of comic books. Um, but I mean, that's a reality that could someday happen. You know, there's no assurance or guarantee that Action Comics will continue to go on forever. But it just feels like we've being the longest legacy. It kind of, other things may come and go, but like Action, you're just going to get some action, right? And the day you don't, that's a sign that something was wrong, or something's not working, and kind of a harbinger for something something bad. Because if we let Action Comics fail, then what are we doing as a society, right? It's kind of disconcerting thing to happen if that were ever to be the case. But yeah, it's well on its way to 2,000. I think we're kind of cleared 1,100 now on the Action Comics side. Closing in on 1,300 or something like that. What's Action Comics at? I'm gotta look that up. But it's still chugging away. So hopefully you guys are continuing to read it and follow along. I know Fanboy Prime is. I did a little bit with Superman stuff. I bought it. I didn't read it. Actually, no, I take that back. I did read some of the. I guess Doomsday came back, and then he came back, but he's also got these like people the race that created Doomsday, and yeah, I read one of the books. I don't know how it ends. I still need to read the how it ends, but I mean we'll get to it. We'll get to it. It's not a big priority for me, but it does seem pretty cool and exciting. All right, well, that is that. Pretty good Memorial Day weekend of pickups, I gotta say. I mean, I can't complain. I mean, there's nothing here that is really like I'm happy with everything I picked up for the most part, and especially that signed book, and of course, uh, this book here. Uh, yeah, love this book. So, yeah, all in all, I got some money in my pocket now from the trade. Um, Obviously, these are some of the fruits of that labor. Um, all in all, pretty cool. Yeah, good pickups. Two signed books and all. It's a good start. We're not done spending the money yet, but that's a pretty good start to making this trade. Um, you know, getting something out of the trade. So not too disappointed with that. Yeah, some fantastic pickups here. Um, Add that to the mix as well. All right, well, that is that for me, guys. Have a fantastic Memorial Day, and I won't be picking up comic books until probably next weekend or so. I don't know. We'll see. I'm trying to take a little break. Um, just got back from a show. We just got to stop again. We probably will do something next week. Probably. I'm fine with hitting up All American again. Just kind of give Jason a hard time. Jason will be happy to see us if we pop into there next week. He'll be, think, I think he'll be happy to see us. So that's an option. We could. I kind of want to. coordinate something with Josh. Josh is in Marysville, and it'd just be the thing is like there's comic book shops up there, so we'd have to like. I mean, there's some nice ones in Bellingham, but Bellingham is way far. Um, I mean, whether we go to Bellingham or whether we go to Canada, what are you thinking, Deanne? Are you thinking what I'm thinking? Like, if we go to Canada, a show in Canada with our money, you got to go back and watch my comic show, Vancouver comic show haul, all in Canadian dollars. So we got like a just a 30% or like what is it? Kind of like almost a 20% discount just across the board because of the exchange rate, just because of the exchange rate. And then you're getting Canadian dollar discounts. So it's just like compounding the discounts. And I picked up a lot of great stuff. Um, Almost picked up a Golden Age Wonder Woman. It was just like it was an incredible time and well worth crossing the border for with some. And they take electronic payments. They don't tax you and all that up there. So it's like you're not paying tax. You're just literally paying with card, uh, but you're paying for the books. So that's an option. And not Portland's got a great. I actually want to go to Portland because I've never been, and I hear it's fantastic, especially the bargain bin stuff. But if you're getting dollar books in Canada, Canadian dollar books, think about that. That's I mean that's better than Portland dollar bin books, because you're just saving more, and you get Canadian variants up there. You get like yeah, exactly. You get Canadian variants up there, 70-cent books here or there. They've got all this stuff too. They've got all the Silver Age. Um, they pretty much have it all. It is harder to get. It is hard to get Silver Age. They have it, but it. I think there's a dearth of older stuff up there versus here. Um, I think up there, like 80s, 90s stuff is kind of where they're going to be swimming in inventory. The older stuff is kind of more rare. So in that regard, I mean, either way, we're going to be driving 2-3 hours anyway. So do we go 2-3 hours north or do we go 2-3 hours south? It's up to us. It's up to us to decide. Yeah, Bellingham in Canada, exactly. And let's just, hey, you know what? While we're here, let's take a look. Might as well do this, some of the due diligence right now. So give me a second here. We are going to go to Google. Hang on here. And we're going to look up Vancouver Comic Show Summer 2026. Comic book show. Let's put that. Is that it? No, that's something else. This is it right here, Central Coast Comic Con. No, it's in Australia. What's going on here? I think it's because I put Vancouver, and there's like they don't know which Vancouver I'm referring to. Vancouver, BC. There we go. I could type. Comic Con 26, Washington, D.C. This might be it right here. Now, what is going on here? Is this it right here? Viagogo.com, Comic Con. Here we go. Canadian Comics Vancouver. All right, let's see what this is all about. Coming fall of 2026. Jeez, gonna wait till fall. I don't know. I mean, that I'm trying to remember the show name I went to. Can't. Fan Expo Vancouver. No, that's not it. Oh, what happened to Google? Google used to just give us the 411 here. They're making us. They just got nothing but convention center. Like, this is not what we're looking for, Google. Jeez. This is why ad money sucks. You never get, like, this is the same page over and over again. Let's try this one. Why did I put concert series? We don't want concert series. There we go. It's so annoying. Let's look at images. Maybe that'll give us a link here. All right, we know Vancouver Comic and Toy Show. When is this? April 2023? That's from many, many years ago. Oh, here we go. April. That's over. That's not Fan Expo. I'm not going to Calgary. All right, well, the internet's not helping us at all. Oh, I think this is it right here. Okay, let's check out. Yeah, it's the same thing. Jeez. That's pretty cool, though. But this one's in the fall, November. It's like a fall show. I'm not going to go in the fall. I won't have any money but come fall. I'm just letting you know. The money will be dry. You gotta get us while we still have money, man. Google's not making it easy on Vancouver here. Vancouver, BC. What do I gotta type? Comic book convention summer 2026. What event is there? All right, here we go. A list of 2026 British Columbia comic conventions. This should. All right, here we go. We got Island Fan Con. That sounds. West Coast Comic Con. That's it. This is it. Yes, Maritime Labor Center. This is the show, Jens. This is the show. Look, that's 15 Canadian dollars at the door. If we get tickets now, uh, it'll be a lot less. So let's go to this site. I'll just show you here. This thing has grown. Look at this. You miss it a year, and it's like now they've got a nice website. Look at that. Back issue comics. That's what they start with here. They're not messing around. They just tell you right up front, hey, look, you come here, you're gonna get back issue comics. And then this other stuff. Jens, what are you thinking, man? I want to get your thoughts here. There's a lot of exhibitors. Okay, a lot of exhibitors there. A lot of wall books. Canadian dollar wall books. Canadian edition books. Which is actually good for like Copper Age stuff, because that's where you see the Canadian variants. We even got some artists. Who we got? We got no one I've heard of. No one I know. Nothing crazy. Who else we got? We got volunteers. No, no one's volunteering. We're just going. So it's going to be Sunday, August 23rd, 11 to 5. We want to get there right at the crack of dawn. Portland first and Vancouver next. Dude, I'm not going to have money for Vancouver. It's going to be all gone. I had like $2 to buy a book by the time we get to Vancouver. Oh, you're killing me, Jens. You're killing me. I know how you want to hit everything. You just want to hit it all. I'm not gonna last the marathon, man. I'll tap out in Portland for sure. But yeah, this is worth. It's definitely worth. I had a good time at this show, so I mean, I know what we're getting into if we go here, for sure. You're gonna get a lot of good deals. Again, you're getting a lot of good deals. You're getting a lot of key books. The vendors here, fantastic stuff. Again, Canadian dollar prices, so you're getting a discount. Plus, they give you a discount on top of that. They always negotiate here. It's one of those just old school shows. They expect you to haggle. It's like if you just buying books, if it like you bring it up and you just buy the books, it'll be like, what is wrong with you? Talk me down. Come on. I overpriced this stuff a little bit, so sell some junk. Yeah, we gotta sell stuff. I gotta just put some stuff up, and I gotta get rid of that box of books. Get something for it. We'll see. We'll see. All right. Well, we got options here. We definitely have something in August after Portland. Then, yeah, why not? Yeah, I'll allocate 100 for Portland and 100 for Vancouver. That should do it. And the nice thing about the Vancouver is we can just go for the day and come back. We don't have to I mean, I don't think they have a great comic book shop scene. I wouldn't want to go like hit up shops. It would just be like come to Edmonton in September. It's not that far, please. Come on. It's like halfway across the globe. Yeah, but it's like, yeah. No, Wellborn knows what I'm talking about. You guys, you would never come and buy comics here because you're overpaying, right? stay home, stay local. But in August, oh, in September, yeah, yeah, Edmonton's. You guys are in the North Pole, aren't you? I don't know. It's like Edmonton's probably really cold all year round. Our prices would be lower? No, not because you're using Canadian dollars, man. Think about it. You're paying more. Our prices are not lower. Oh, I see what you mean. Like if you were to go to LCS, you'd have dollar bins and stuff like that. Maybe from that perspective, maybe it's a lower. But I would imagine you have Canadian dollar bins, don't you? Or are they all $2 bins or something? I don't know. Um, yeah, I was digging through dollar bins last time I was at the show. They had dollar bins. Are they $2 bins? That's unfortunate. I picked up a lot of good stuff though in Canada. I just remember being like, man, we got like the dollar bin books being like 70 cents. I paid literally 70 cents for like a stack of books and all that. It was a good time. So definitely uh, worth going, and you got to be disciplined though, because you go to a show like that with money, you can literally just like two books and two books and you're done, right? So you got to like make sure you kind of know what's where, and then at the same time you're competing with just a bunch of people there. Fortunately for me, no one's looking for like Brian Ball and Woman books. When I was up there, I missed an opportunity to get. I'm still looking for that book. I had a chance to buy the Superman Wonder Woman Neil Adams variant. I could have got that for 25 bucks, and I said, "Would you take 20?" And he wouldn't budge, and so I walked away. But man, I should have just bought the book, because I don't have it still. It's been 2 years, and that I always look for that book now when I'm out there and I'm out and about. So I'm hoping it comes. And again, in Canadian, 25 Canadian dollars, but it was literally 20 US dollars. I should have just taken it. I was getting greedy. I was getting greedy. I should have just taken it. So hopefully that guy's back and he still has the book. That's what I'm praying. He comes back. He hadn't sold it yet, so we'll see. Um, but yeah, I had a fantastic time with Jens today, and we got a this summer is gonna be fun because when my wife's away, I literally will have like from morning to evening. Uh, this is what I was doing. I just running around like a chicken with its head cut off, just like where's the next shop I can go? How do we map this so we're like being very efficient? We hit up all the shops and see what, and they're just reconnaissance visits. We don't even pick anything up. We'll just go and see what they have, and then do a side by side comparison of you know where we're gonna target our money, and kind of approached it that way. And this summer is going to be really no different, other than the fact that I have Jens at my side, so it should be a lot more fun. Um, I've already I already picked up a lot of stuff though. I mean, I haven't been undisciplined, I don't think, in terms of what I picked up. Been pretty disciplined. Even today, I was just kind of like, just like digging and finding stuff and then just putting stuff back, um, except the really cheap, uh, good stuff that we wanted to pick up, stuff like that, dollar pickups like this. So just really, like, again, all of this stuff just goes right into the collection. I think the only thing where I got a little bit distracted was this fantastic Joe Kubert book. But I forgive myself. That's can't believe books like this for $1. You can't believe books like this there. You just can't. This is an unming book in that sense. True unming book because you don't go into the. I didn't go into Astonishing Tales thinking I'm gonna pick up a Tarzan freaking book by Joe Kubert, but I'm sitting there digging, and this pops into my peripheral, and I'm staring at it now, and I'm looking. It was raw. It wasn't even a bag and board. It almost just like forced me to like open the page, see what's inside, and I like a moth drawn to the fire or the light. I was opened it up and just saw freaking panel goodness there, and I was just like, all right, this is coming home. This is definitely coming home with me today. And that's like a true kind of like Unmyeong fate destiny connection, right? All these books are from that perspective, right? It's destiny that you ran into them and that you chose them and they're in your collection now. But this one, this one especially hits different because it's like these ones, like I this is my second copy of this. Not really all that. Doesn't feel this one kind of like one we've been targeting already. It's kind of like in the back of our minds. A lot of these are top, kind of like wish list, want list type stuff. There's nothing on here that's like um, unexpected, right? All of these were kind of like on the radar, you know, type pickups. Um, but the Tarzan book, yeah, it's like you got like I got all Superman books, and then just this random Tarzan book by Joe Kubert, and yeah, that's Unmyeong right there. I mean, when will I ever run into this book again? I don't even look for Tarzan, right? It's like I don't look for Tarzan. I mean, if you were to tell me to like look for this, I wouldn't even find it. Well, I'd probably find it. I'd probably find it like a Tarzan, back issue. I don't even Tarzan goes back way back. It's like a golden age title, Tarzan. Um, but yeah, I love this book now. It's just I love it. Fantastic book. It's fantastic. Animal art by the legend. All right, so there you go. Um, yeah, right. Can't go wrong with Kubert. Kubert, I'm telling you, it's a rabbit hole. It is quite a rabbit hole. Um, the man is he's in a league. He's in a league by himself. There's only a few people in comic books, so you can just say like they're in a league all their own. John Byrne, Joe Kubert, Neil Adams, Jim Lee. These guys are all in a league of their own. And I think I'm just, you know, I eventually, all it takes is like a seed in your mind, and then now you're like, let me see what Joe Kubert stuff you have, or you run into Joe Kubert, now you're like staring at the book, right? So it just those little seeds that blossom into like full on. Okay, I am picking up Joe Kubert books now. It's just that's how it starts, man. That's how That's how these little things get to you. That's how you pick up all these like books here. So it's like I was doing that with ball and art a couple summers ago, and that hasn't stopped. I'm forcing myself not to do it now, because I recognize it. But it's easy to just slip from Bolin to like Kubert to like who God knows who else. But that's why we collect what we collect. We love it. We don't always stay in love with the same things. Sometimes we do, sometimes we don't. But what's important is like for me, it would take it would take something for me to like um part ways with Superman. I mean, I'm getting to a point where like if I pick up a few more, like I just feel like if I pick I'm at some point I'm going to pick up a big Golden Age book, and then um I figure there's a few Silver Age like Grail books, first appearance Grail books that we dream about. But man, if we were to somehow, I don't know, get in a position where we trade up or sell up or do something and we get one of those books, um, I feel like, yeah, we don't have to pick up everything, but if we have just a couple pieces there that would be a nice kind of, a nice little bow on the collection, just add a few kind of high end big pieces, um, while we continue to pick up like dollar, things for the run for $1 or so. That'll always kind of be the strategy there. But yeah, we just can't like go on indefinitely picking up Superman books. So at some point, I got to find a way to be like, I'm good. This is my collection. I tried doing that a couple of years ago, to no avail. But I feel like I'm getting closer. I've definitely kind of hit that point with Jim Lee books. You used to see me pick up Jim Lee books, like every week, it's kind of tough. And I picked up some today, technically. It hasn't really, it's just the frequency I pick up the Jim Lee books has definitely subsided. So it's like that I'm fine with. And the Superman stuff as well, I'm like approaching to where like I'm really good. I think there's maybe a couple issues that are like top of mind. Some Lois Lane books that are top of mind. Obviously, some big first appearances in a Golden Age book that would just those are things that I'd love to add. I was telling Fanboy, it'd be great to get a book from the 40s, 49, 48, any period in the 40s, but like a really, and he picked up a beautiful double digit Superman book, fantastic looking book. I was just like, yes, I want to do that. I have a coverless um, book, and it's still from the 50s. It's just like was it 1953 or something? Um, it was coverless and doesn't quite hit as one with a cover, one in fantastic condition, right? That's kind of where I kind of want to do that, like even if it's in the maybe the early 50s compared to, yeah, I think like double digit Superman with in a nice grade would be a win. But I just want maybe something from the 40s. It can be low grade. I'm eyeing a couple books right now, kind of in the 250, 275 range, which would be my almost my entire summer budget. And that would just like I'd just be accompanying Jens and helping him dig, which I don't mind doing. If I got no money, I don't mind digging and helping Jens find stuff. but that would pretty much kill the summer because I couldn't pick up stuff. So I mean, you know, I think it's just better to, rather than spend something. And again, I'm it's not that I'm overpaying, but on eBay, it's like you're not getting a great deal on that Golden Age book. And I know if I were to go to a show, I mean, that's the thing about a show. You're going to run into maybe a handful of Golden Age books at any given show, and they're usually not Superman books, right? Those are pretty big. But again, especially sub 50s type Golden Age books that are in decent condition, well, low grade, but kind of high appeal type books. So it's just one of those things like we could just blow our wad on one of those books on off of eBay, or slowly bleed out and pick up stuff like this, just what we like and what we want to, what speaks to us that during that hunt. And I'm fine with doing that, uh, the slow bleed out method, because you can add a lot of value that way. Sometimes when you just buy a book, you're kind of sometimes maybe overpaying or paying what it's worth. Maybe you get a little discount, or maybe you get a little deal on it. But when you kind of pick up, like a stack of books like this, you get a lot more value for sure. Um, Case in point, we spent what, $37 today, and I mean, this signed book alone is like $50. So I mean, it's like $50, and then I picked up all this other stuff for free. You could kind of look at it that way. Um, you know, in that instance, like, yeah, we spent $37, but we picked up a lot of value for it. So don't mind doing that. As I just gotta kind of clear out some of my other books and make room for this year's book. But like adding a box here and there is not all that cumbersome. Um, I really do have room for all these pickups still, because I've kind of weeded stuff out and put it in this box. This box is the one I'm kind of top of mind to trade or sell. I tried selling it today, but I didn't get really good offers for it. So I may try and post it uh, through Facebook Marketplace to local people and just give like reasonable, like dollar, a little, $1 per issue, but you got to buy the whole thing and kind of show some of the keys and stuff, and hopefully show that, hey, it's got a lot more value than $90. So if you just want to pick it up for 90, like, just we'll make it easy. You just drop me 100, pick up. It's well over 100 books, so um, it's yours, right? So kind of see what we can do there. Hopefully get some takers, but I'm also just looking forward to trading books. I know I've been messaging Josh and Dave. They're down to trade. Dave has a bunch of Lois Lane books, high grade Lois Lane books, and I'm just curious to see what he has. They're Silver Age books, so he may have some of the books I'm looking for. But Dave's tough to trade with. I mean, all you need to trade with Dave is a good girl cover, just a good girl art. I have some Dave Stevens books. If push comes to shove, I'll give him those Dave Stevens books. But I want to keep the Dave Stevens books. I also have grown to like Dave Stevens. Not that I like actively search and pick his stuff up. But if I run into Dave Stevens and it's reasonably priced or whatever, I'll pick it up. Um, Adam Hughes too. We ran into some Adam Hughes today, but it was the corner was damaged on one of the Fantastic Four books, and the variant cover stuff was like $10, $20 a pop for Adam Hughes stuff. I was just like, yeah, I like Adam Hughes, but not for $10, $20 a pop on what is essentially just a comic book. I don't care how, I don't care how, what the ratio is on that. It's still several thousands of, tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of copies still. So, all right, well, uh, start higher, at least 150 for the box. All right, good advice, Jens. Um, yeah, and just negotiate down. That's a good. That's actually, yeah. Jens is helping me strategize that. So let's. Um, I got to just take some photos and post it. See what happens. See if we get any bites. I might do that right now after we jump off. So that may be my little project here. All right, guys. Let me know what you thought about my haul in the comments. And yeah, Jens and I will be probably here Friday, plotting out our next next excursion. So be sure to check us out. Jens is also going to feature some videos soon of kind of what we did today, his haul. So go check out those videos when they come out. And yeah, happy Memorial Day. See you in the next one. Peace. See ya. See ya, Wellbore.